Right, anyway, moving on to my review of Game Boys, which is actually a first for the show because if you like the sound of this movie, you don't have to go and buy it. You don't have to rent it. You can actually watch it for free on YouTube. As it is made by Mr. Brad Jones, who some of you may and should know as the creator.
Definitely.
Yeah, as the creator and host of the Cinema Snob series on YouTube, which is a satirical review show where Brad plays a snobbish fan of art house classics who has to review low budget exploitation fare like Porno Holocaust and Sadomania and my personal favourite Holocaust 2.
Holocaust 2, which doesn't have a sequel. I mean,
there's no prequel. I was like that line where he's saying, does this film have the balls to say it's a sequel to the actual Holocaust? But yeah, Game Boys is his fourth feature film, and his previous three have all been pretty dark, like bordering on like exploitation, bordering on like exploitation movies. Like his last film was like a tribute to like 80s sleazy movies about hookers. It was called Midnight Heat, which was on YouTube for a while, but now it's not there anymore.
All right.
I don't know whether it got taken down by YouTube or he took it down himself. I don't know. But yeah, this is his first stab at a comedy, which I've been looking forward to for a while. The trailer went up in August, and I've got to admit, it was probably one of my most anticipated movies of last year.
Was it?
Yeah, because I love the Cinema Snob videos. So, and they're comedy based. So when I saw he was actually doing a full length movie that was a comedy, I was thought that'll be great. So anyway, the storyline is Scott, played by Brad himself, is a video games geek who is one day dumped unceremoniously by his girlfriend, who obviously isn't a video games geek, and that's partly the reason. So his friend Ray decides to come up with an idea to cheer him up and take his mind off it, to host a video game tournament where they've got to track down a copy of a really like infamous Atari game called Custer's Revenge, which the main point of the game is you play as General Custer and you've got to fuck Native American women. So and before arrows like come down in your face.
That's. I would like to play that game.
Yeah. All the while dealing with his feelings for the attractive woman, English woman who works at the used video game store called Sally. And there's a whole bunch of like, that's the great thing about it is like there's a whole bunch of varied characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very much like, and I can tell it's influenced by like, it's like partly Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
In the dialogue, like there's a lot of cool snappy dialogue, and it's it's partly that and partly like I'm sure it's influenced by like John Hughes and stuff from the 80s, because there is even a reference at one point where someone says all those cheesy 80s romantic comedies that you love so much. So I'm sure that is a main influence on the movie. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I mean, it's rough around the edges. I mean, it's going to be, the people, I think some people out there that won't give it a chance because it's shot on digital video.
Yeah.
You know what some people are like? Some people, like I'm sure the Cinema Snob himself.
Yeah.
Cinema Snob has a problem with stuff shot on video, like stuff like video violence and stuff. So I'm sure even he might have, if he actually reviewed the film, he would have something to say with it being shot on video. But I don't mind it anymore, you know what I mean? I kind of used to be like that.
Yeah.
But eventually you just think a film's a film, no matter what it's shot on. It's the story and the whatever. If it entertains you, who gives a shit what format it's shot on?
Yeah.
It could be shot on a fucking, like an old video camera. I mean, as long as it's entertaining, that's the main thing. But if it's not entertaining,
and it catches you in.
Yeah, as long as it draws you in, you like the characters, it makes you laugh if it's a comedy or whatever. Who cares what it's shot on? So it's for people out there that might think this might be their cup of tea. Don't let it put you off that it's it's like really low budget and it's shot on digital video. It's the fact that like it's got a lot more going for it than just that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't let that put you off. But yeah, I would say that it's obviously a dialogue based movie.
Yeah.
Dialogue led movies, but the dialogue is its strong point. I mean, there's lots of lines I could quote like after seeing it, and a lot of lines that made us laugh. Like a line about strippers being dirtier than an Atari Jaguar at a garage sale. That's the thing, you see. Within the first 10 minutes, I thought, will I totally enjoy this to the fullest? Because a lot of the dialogue is based around knowledge of early video game systems like the Atari and the NES and stuff like that. Yeah. So I was thinking, would I get a lot of the jokes? Because I don't. It's not that I know nothing about old video games. I know enough.
Yeah.
I knew enough to get a bunch of the jokes in the film, but I would say even if you know nothing about video games, like early video games like the Atari and stuff, you would still enjoy it because it's the delivery of the dialogue that makes a lot of the jokes funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, I mean, if you didn't know the joke, like, there were some lines I laughed at, but I didn't totally get the context of the joke. but I thought it was funny because of the way it was said, type of thing. And that's
the actual delivery.
Yeah, that's the good thing about it. Like, there's no delivery that's like really flat. It's obviously like either like I mean, they're all good actors, but there's obviously like I think maybe it's like the way, because like if I write stuff, I know the way I would like the line to be said.
Yeah,
and I think there may have been a lot of that. I mean, like, some actors don't like that though, like being told how to say a line.
Yeah, like being told like they like to deliver it their own way.
Yeah, and like, cause some people, I've read stories of like, you know, actors falling out with directors because they kept giving line readings. But I mean, it's the director's job, you know.
Yeah, he's there to enforce it.
Yeah, he's directing everything. He's directing the actor, and the line reading is another way to do that. If they're not doing it the way he wants to hear it, then fucking listen. You know what I mean? Yeah, but there's the like, as far as like, because I said there's lots of varied characters. Like, one of my favorite characters was Carter. He's like a sort of a backstreet like racketeer of old video games. So he's got, you know, like, it's like a guy who like opens his coat and has a bunch of watches. Yeah, he has a bunch of like NES games. And that's like who they go to find Custer's revenge. But he's the type of guy who, like, of course, if you don't pay him his full amount, he'll come after you with, like, you know, do you harm.
Yeah.
Like, I think the line is at the end when he, not at the end, but towards the end when he makes a reappearance and captures one of Scott's friends who hasn't paid him his full amount. He says he's renting his arsehole out for a couple of weeks. But he's got some great snappy dialogue and a really good accent. I'm not really sure what the accent is. It's more like a kind of like New York hoodlum accent, like New York mafia, like mob enforcer type voice, and it's really funny. And there's a blind character who pops up to the party, like the Custer's Revenge party at the end, who went blind from playing video games, won a lawsuit, and still continues to play video games. And another one of Scott's friends, Steve, who's sort of like this like big lovable man-child character who buys a Rob. Do you know what a Rob is? It was when the first Nintendo, like the Nintendo Entertainment System first came out, and it was a robot that would play games with you. You ever seen them before? No,
I've never seen them.
It's like, you know, it comes with all this. They're really pointless. It just takes like it takes the thing 10 hours to move and push a button, which you could just do yourself. And they talk about that in the film. He says, "You could have been doing this yourself. I've been sat here pushing the buttons for you. The robot hasn't done a damn thing." But yeah, he's really upset. Like he's like carries that around like a child, packs it in an overnight bag, stuff like that. It's really funny. Yeah. But yeah, there's certain parts of the film that like I could really relate to, and I know you would definitely relate to as well. Like I told you about how the character says, I do play newer video games. I just find really ridiculous ways of playing them. Yeah. And it shows them playing. I think it's an N64 game. I think it's Mission Impossible.
All right.
Where the aim is just to sniper a guy before the game cuts out.
All right, now the object of this game right here is to shoot as many of the innocent bystanders as you can before the game automatically cuts out. Leaves us about 10 seconds to do it. Hit that guy right there. Get that motherfucker. Wrong place, wrong time, guy with luggage.
And then the play, which is the Bond movie with Denise Richards?
Tomorrow Never Dies.
No,
The World Is Not Enough.
Yeah, they're playing The World Is Not Enough, and the aim is to punch Christmas Jones in the face.
Are you here for a reason? Who are you?
Jesus Christ!
And then run around and kill as many innocent people as possible. And that's what I really started laughing, because that's the type of shit we do all the time. We'll just go, this is quite boring, let's like just...
GTA 4.
Yeah, with GTA 4 especially, like recently, that's... as soon as you get bored of doing missions, there's so much stuff you can just make up your own rules.
Yeah, it's...
Like just hide in the fast food place and just try and kill as many people as possible.
Yeah. That sounds out and definitely relate to that part.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that was really funny. And but the main theme of the film is the sort of budding relationship between Scott and Sally, the girl from the video game store. And that wraps up. I don't mean to spoil it, but I mean that wraps up nicely in an 80s fashion, which put a smile on my face with, you know, the music and stuff, which is another thing. I really enjoyed the soundtrack. It's got a nice varied soundtrack. Yeah. One minute you've got the Stones, next minute you've got like Three Dog Night. Yeah, soundtrack's great, and it's a nice. It's the film's bookended nicely. I thought it starts with a discussion about something, and then it ends with a discussion about the same type of thing, and then it ends. And I just thought the ending was really nice. It reminded us of, like I was saying before, like a John Hughes movie, but just not. It didn't have that, because, you know, sometimes ending of John Hughes movies can be a bit too sugar coated. I normally I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people that says they're too sugar coated, but sometimes you can just be like, come on,
Yeah,
I'm
go
feeling a bit sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this didn't really have that. It had a nice ending, but it wasn't sappy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just a nice happy ending.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would really recommend it. Like I said, don't let the fact that it's shot on digital video put you off, because I know that puts a lot of people off. People who are snobby.
Yeah. I think I'll try and watch it.
Yeah. I'm not sure what the deal is with it. I don't know whether he's going to put... I don't know if he did this with his other movies. I know the cool thing about it is he lives in a place where... Because we couldn't do this around here. This is why this seems alien to me, but in his town he puts on screenings of his own movies at local cinemas.
Oh,
and
right.
invites people to come. I mean, there's video on his page of him doing a Q&A after one of his movies. I mean, in his town. I mean, to us, that's insane. Because he couldn't do that around here. Because, nobody would come.
I would like to do a Q&A.
I would.
It'd be genius.
Actually, no, I wouldn't, because I haven't a hard enough time talking on this podcast. And I'm just talking to you. I couldn't talk to a crowd of people.
Nah, knowing my luck, though, I'd be like, I'm good at reviewing. I'm not good at reviewing stuff, but I can do it. And I'd probably end up going to say, so what made you do this? You're not Bravo 20. No.
Can we talk for a minute about James Bond?
Can we talk a second about the man Statham?
I want to talk about Jason Statham.
But no, I will try and watch that. It
Yeah,
seems
well,
like really
that's,
good.
I was saying, I mean, I'm not sure what the deal is with releasing it. Whether he's going to put a DVD out or something, which would be hard because of all the music in there.
You'd have to give it away.
You'd have to give copies away. Like, you couldn't sell them,
No.
because if someone caught on him, and you could get in trouble with selling stuff with.
Yeah.
And plus, there's footage in there of the games and of the opening sequence is made up of old video game adverts, which is a really nice done credit sequence. The credit sequence actually reminded us a lot of This Is England.
Yeah.
Can you remember the start of This Is England, where it's all news footage from the 80s of the Falklands and Roland Rat, Knight Rider TV shows? It reminded us a lot of that because the music is quite similar as well. And I don't know if that was intentional, whether he'd seen This Is England and thought that was a nice way to start Game Boys or what,
Yeah.
but I don't know, I'll have to ask him. But yeah, I don't know what the deal is with DVDs. If he does do a DVD, Brad, if you're listening, I would like a copy on DVD.
Yeah.
And you can send Jamie one as well so he can watch it.
Yes.
Yes, that would be very much appreciated. Just trying to get free shit.
I know. I want something free. You got a free T-shirt.
Yeah, I
and
got
that,
a
and
Black Dynamite
I need
t-shirt.
something free.
In your face, bitch. I got a t-shirt. But anyway, yes, go and check it out. I will put a link up under on this post for this show. And you can go and see it. It's at his YouTube page. And also, I will put up a link to the Cinema Snob videos because
Yeah, they are really good at it.
he's just got up to 1,000 subscribers, and which is very good.
Yeah.
But considering the shit on there that gets like 1 million subscribers,
Yeah.
like I said, that fucking guy who is the number one most subscribed to on YouTube of all time, that fucking Fred guy. What the fuck? I could do that, and
Well-
all it is a guy talking, and he's just taken the video and made his voice high pitched, and that's the fucking most subscribed to person on YouTube of all time.
Christ.
Exactly. Sometimes you think, oh, YouTube's great, man. It's like, you can watch, it's great and new stuff to watch.
And you
It's
can
like,
get,
it's
you can
better
watch
than
old trailers that you haven't seen for years.
No, not just that, but I mean original content of people like
Yeah.
vloggers and stuff. You go, it's like TV. You've got like loads of choice, and then shit like that is the most popular. It is like TV.
Yeah, you got like Big Brother, which is the most
Exactly.
popular, and then you've got the stuff in the background.
Yeah, that never gets any ratings or anything.
Stuff that's on at like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
That's always the best stuff.
Exactly. You've got to really search for the good stuff on YouTube, and Cinema Snob is that good stuff.
Yes.
So go out. I mean,
Go
you're-
on.
Yeah, go on. You're obviously sitting at your computer right now, or maybe you're being hip and listening on your iPod,
Oh, you,
or your BlackBerry, or whatever these hip
Yeah.
new things are.
aye. These raspberry things.
Yeah. So anyway, yes, go and subscribe and watch and laugh at
Yes.
Cinema Snob videos. My favorite review is the I can't remember the title because it's in Spanish.
Mine's what's it called? The Devil Baby or something like
Oh,
that.
Black Devil Doll from Hell.
That's it. Black Devil Doll from Hell. That's my favourite.
Yeah, that is
That
good.
one is my favourite.
And what the hell is the one? It's Diabolus. It's the one with the alternate title.
Diablo.
I can't remember the.
I know
fucking
which one.
name.
I know what you're talking about now, though.
Yeah,
that-
it's the one
I'm
where
trying
the
to think.
trailer is the alternate title's Hot Fantasies, and it
Yeah.
goes on about your fetish being knives and ass.
if your fetish is knives and ass, I thought it was genius.
I love that
the way he
line,
comes out
knives
with
and
that,
ass.
It's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, that's Game Boys and that's Cinema Snob. Go and check them out.
Yes.
And that's all for the movie reviews.
Yes.